Coming up, Bradley Cooper plays the deadliest sniper in American history in Clint Eastwood's latest film.
We'll be doing our review on American Sniper.
Hold on, I got a woman and a kid 200 yards out, moving towards the convoy. Grenades, get RKG, Russian grenades, you saying to the kid?
They fry you if you're wrong.
Thank you very much for checking out our channel. I'm Rob.
And I'm Dave.
And we're celebrating 7 years of reviewing movies on YouTube, and we're continuing that with American Sniper. It's based on an autobiography of Chris Kyle. He was a Navy SEAL sniper who was in his element, saving countless lives on the battlefield with his accuracy. And that turned him into a legend as the deadliest sniper in American history. But back home with his wife and kids, he had a hard time adjusting to civilian life, and Chris finds that he can't leave the war he fought behind. Now, there's already been quite a bit of awards buzz about Clint Eastwood's latest dramatic film, including the movie already has a nomination for Best Picture and Best Actor, but we're going to go ahead and give our take on this movie. Well, Dave, I walked in this movie because there was quite a bit of buzz about it. I walked in there expecting to see maybe potentially a great pitch about it. I ended up leaving the movie thinking that it was good, but maybe not quite what I was expecting. What about you?
Yeah, it's a really good movie, but it's not the greatest. I thought it was going to be like much better, like they were saying. I was a little disappointed.
Well, the movie is a character study. It's not, I mean, it is a war movie. You do see some battles, but it's not quite like, let's say, Unbroken or some other war movies that we've seen lately. For me,
yeah.
What I liked about it was that it was interesting for me to watch this movie because, I mean, we get to see how his character sort of developed over time, because in the beginning, you know, his dad raised him to hunt at a young age, and he was also taught not to quit, and there was great pressure to keep up this great reputation that he had in the Navy SEALs, and this reputation kept him going on tours, and it did affect his family and himself in civilian life. And I think what I really liked about this movie was this movie does show that these soldiers come back and they continue to, you know, need our help and support us, and we need to support them as well after all the stuff that they've gone through.
Do you think that you might have seen things or done some things over there that you wish you hadn't?
Oh, that's not me, no.
What's not you?
Problems like that he's having kind of in his relationship with his wife and everything. She's teed off that he's over there and missing out on everything that's going back on at home and everything, like the birth of their son and all that. And she's like somehow able to like talk to him on the cell phone, which really isn't in real life. They really can't do that because that's like forbidden, because the enemy can track cell phone signals. Now, personally,
Dave, I think this is probably one of the best performance I've seen out of him. I think ever since he started doing, like, from Silver Linings Playbook, he's gotten much better as a dramatic actor, and I think he's really good here. He delivers his finest performance, and there were times he really disappeared in his character very well. Sienna Miller plays the wife. I thought she was okay here. I think the problem was, I think the character was somewhat, I guess, a cliche in this film, and she did what she can with it. There were times where I thought she was really good, and there were a few times I thought she was just okay.
Yeah, she was, for the most part, I thought she was okay in this. She could have, there was some scenes where she's supposed to be like emotional, and I don't think she was like emotional enough.
Well, I'm stateside.
You're home? What are you doing?
I guess I just needed a minute.
The kids are dying to see you. It's been 9 months.
I thought he was good. He pretty much carries the film. I mean, that's what he was supposed to do. But yeah, he's got like the best acting in this.
Well, Eastwood fills this movie with you know, dramatic close-up, and he really keeps the movie going. I mean, oftentimes with some biopics or movies that were based on real events, there's a lot to tell, and what he and the screenwriter Jason Hall did was they selected mostly. They couldn't include everything in this movie, so they selected about scenes about him fighting, you know, over in the Middle East, and, you know, a little bit about how it's affecting him. It didn't really. I wish there were more scenes of him, you know, suffering a little bit at home from, you know, what he went through. I think I would have liked to have seen more of that. But I think that he tells the story through the dialogue, which sometimes makes the movie sound a bit expository. He also helps tell the story through the characters' actions and even through the characters' performances. So that's one of the problem that I had with this movie moving fast is sometimes I had a hard time connecting with the character. There were times I was sitting there and I was like, I know I'm supposed to feel something here, but because it's moving so fast, it's really hard for me to connect. There were times, luckily, where I was able to, but there were other times where I felt like, this is going so fast, I'm having a hard time, connecting it. But he does, and it felt like a crash course as a result. But nonetheless, I mean, he kept it moving, and I really got to, enjoy the movie as much as I could. And I think he did a good job directing these battle scenes. They really got me on the edge of my seat often.
Yeah, the battle scenes were shot really, really well and choreographed like really, really well. So they were just, the battle scenes are probably like the best part of the movie.
But sometimes the movie could be formulaic. Every time he's about to go on tour, there's a scene where the wife is upset and she keeps saying, every time you leave, the kids miss you, or I have to do everything by myself. And after a while, that kind of got old for me.
Yeah.
And I think there's parallels between him and a sniper on the enemy side that I think we were supposed to see some parallels with. I would have liked to have seen if we could have explored that more. But overall, I think Bradley Cooper got nominated for Best Actor, and I think he deserves the nomination. But as for Best Picture, I'm not really sure this movie was good enough for that. But still, I think it's worth checking out in theaters. I mean, it's a character study. It's not perfect, but I enjoyed it well enough to recommend in the movie theaters.
I'm gonna say rent it on DVD rather than see it in theaters, because I mean it's a good movie, and I agree that Bradley Cooper did a good job, but I don't think it's anything like worth running out to theaters to pay the extra money for. The action scenes look good on the big screen, but there's not much of a difference with like other action movies here. The story's good, but it's not great.
All right, looks like we're split over American Sniper. What did you think of the movie? Go ahead and post your comments, and if you're interested, please come visit the main page and check out other reviews of movies that we've done. And if you're interested, consider being one of our subscribers. Thank you very much for watching.